Hello, Christine. How are you? Hello, Rochelle. Thank you for joining us. Hello there. I hope that you had a wonderful day. I'm looking forward to tonight. We're going to have some incredible joining, incredible information on tonight. There you go. Hello there. Hello, Sophia. How are you? Christine, we're going to do 1 hour. I want you to be my moderator so you can keep me on task for 1 hour. Thank you so much. Hello there, C. Thomas. Good evening to you. She said, I received 5 block calls back to back today. We already know it was him. Oh, it was the narc. Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you, Christine. All right. Hello there, Global Music. How are you? Thank you for joining me on this evening. And we have with me, we got Christine on board Global Music. We got Cindy George. Hello, Cindy. C. Thomas. And we have Sophia. Thank you. And Rochelle. Hello there. How are you? Jermaine, thank you for joining us on tonight. We have my moderator, Christine, is going to keep us in line. Thank you so much, Christine. Hello, Jen. Thank you. She said, finally got you live. You sure did. And I am so glad. Hello, that F Fresher. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad that you are with us. You know, we were talking about uh, we want to talk about the word salad. You know, the word salad is what the narcissists use, and it's so frustrating and it's so confusing. Let's see how many of you all have ever been inactive or active with the narcissist that was doing word salad, and what happened and what was your mindset during the course of it and when it finally finished. Hello there, Jesus girl Betty. How are you? Thank you for joining us on this evening. She said, no problem. She said, I'll set the time for 1 hour. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go. Word salad. How many of you know what word salad is? And it's when they ramble. I mean, you're trying to resolve an issue and the narcissist start to ramble. And then it looked like you're making headway, and then they start back over from the beginning. They never ever reach a conclusion. You never ever get into resolve, but they want to talk, they want to talk, they want to talk, and they keep talking. And while you're in the bed, they keep talking. They talk to you. You got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It is now 3 a.m. and they still talking. And every time you talk, you try to go back to a resolve, and it look like you're making headway over, and it's 3 o'clock and you've been dealing with it for 3 hours, and then at 3:10 they go right back to the beginning. So let's see. Danielle, how are you? Thank you for joining me. And Eileen, thank you for joining me on today. So Rochelle, she said, I can't stand word salad. It's frustrating me to the core. She said, I had to stop engaging in it. I just repeat my question until it's answered. That's true. The only thing about the narcissist, you can ask that question, ask that question, ask that question. They are experts in not resolving issue, because the narcissists, they lack responsibility. They don't want to take responsibility for anything other than what they want. And so when you ask them a question or you interrogate them, they act deliriously ignorant of what you're talking about. And oh, okay, Australia. Hello, Australia. She said, dazed and confused. This is Sophia. Absolutely. Jen said, it is so confusing. Who else? Who else has dealt with word salad? Let's talk about word salad. What do you think is the narcissist resolve, or what is his whole purpose in the word salad because it doesn't make any sense how they use it. And like she said, it is confusing, total confusion. Why would the narcissist need confusion? You ever thought of that? Why would the narcissist need confusion, Rochelle? Why do you think he would need to use it? Someone answer that question. Why do you think the narcissist would need confusion? What does confusion do? Somehow it has to protect the narcissist. She said, yes, I was always confused. And he doesn't answer or change the subject. Absolutely. They do it to stop you from holding them accountable. There it is right there. That's it right there. She said, yeah, she said, say he'll call back to avoid answering. Absolutely. She said, my first time catching you, I just ate a word salad mini. Oh, okay. So you right there where we are. This is Alicia. So she said, you lose track of what you are upset about. Absolutely. Good answer. She said to use it to his advantage. Absolutely. Because just think about it. When the narcissist is using word salad, he's using words and he used enough words for you to collaborate with him, but he used more words to throw everything you say off. So word salad is to bring you into the conversation, then confuse you in the conversation, and they will not be accountable, so they'll never reach a resolve. It covers lies and keep it off balance. Absolutely. This is Sophia. And Rochelle said confusion charges us up emotionally, and we can be rational when we're emotional. Yeah, you could be irrational. And the thing about it, the narcissist knows this, and they want confusion, because when you're confusion, you actually lose the conversation piece. You don't even know what you were talking about anymore. So you lose the accountability that you was holding him responsible for. You lose the question, like she was saying earlier, that you was talking about. You lose altogether the conversation. And then you stop. And sometimes what the narcissist does, they want to chop your words up where you have to stop. You were talking about something, you forgot what you're talking about, and now you're stopping. You're trying to think about what you were saying, and you're looking at them. And sometimes you may take a pause because you're trying to figure out, what was I talking about? Because they have had you in such confusion. She said, at the end of all the confusion, I always got to believe that whatsoever you want, that's on you. She said, and then come to the dreaded silent treatment. Absolutely. And usually when you come to the silent treatment, you have got a direct hit. And the only way they can throw you off now is to not talk to you. But that's a direct hit. They're letting you know you wounded me, you hurt me, and I'm going to punish you by not dealing with you. I'm going to take myself away from you. And because the narcissist knows that you're addicted to them, they take your addiction, what you're addicted to, away. So the reward system is gone. She said, this is Rochelle. She said, they even change the subject when you talk about something with passion to discourage you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm trying to see what Cindy said. She said, at the end of all the confusion, I always got to believe that whatever you want, that's on. Absolutely. She said, and they love that toxic drama. You know, the only way that you can effectively communicate with somebody when you are conversing is through conversation. And so even accountability, and usually when they word salad, you have questioned them about something you saw, something they didn't do, or something that needs to be done. And they usually throw you off by word salad. And you know, when you got salad, you got lettuce, onions, tomato, carrots, celery, then you may have olives. So it's all of this. So the narcissist can even go off the subject and bring something into the picture. Y'all not even talking about it. You're questioning him on the time he was late. He told you he was coming home. He knew you had an appointment, and now you're late for that appointment. You have to cancel that appointment. So the narcissist come in, you start talking about that appointment. You should have told me. I could have rearranged that appointment, rescheduled that appointment. And the narcissist will start talking about going to Marshall for a coat. And you're wondering what this have to do with it. So when you go after him to question him about the coat, what this have to do with it, then the accusation come in. They start accusing you of attacking them. And then you are now trying to justify not attacking them. And when you get accused of attacking them, then they change the subject. So word salad is adding all this other stuff into the conversation that has nothing to do with the conversation. She said, end up questioning myself. Sophia, that right there is a jackpot, because that's exactly what they want you to do. Tasha said, end up questioning everything you mentioned. End up questioning or forgetting. She said, and flip it all on you. Yep. And he will say, why are we talking about me? This is about you. You are the one with the problem that brought all of this up. Absolutely. The narcissist will never take responsibility unless they see an advantage in that. If they see an advantage in taking responsibility, you got a whole conversation with it. Word salad is confusing. The frequency of it. If you can put word salad in the frequency will be almost like a mosquito flying in your ear. It's agitating. It's irritating. It does something to the brain, because that frequency throws the brain off, and you notice that you may even get a headache when they're word salad, and you're sick on your stomach, or you lack sleep, you're trying to sleep, but it keep going over and over and over again. The narcissists know that without sleep, you're not going to function properly. You're going to function improperly. And if you're going to work and you got a tedious job, they will purposely keep you up. C. Thomas said, it keeps us confused and trauma bonded. That is the essence of everything they do. That is the essence of everything they do. When you are long term, and then we're talking about the primary supply, because everybody else don't have any guarantee that they're going to make it past that visitation. The primary supply is the only unit that is guaranteed to see that narcissist again, because usually they're coming home to that person, they're married to that person, all their things are with that person, so they will see them again. And so when the narcissists bring in word salad, they are trauma bonding you, because the truth of it is they observe you to see how you conversate. If you're desperate in the conversation and you are doing everything you can to reach a conclusion, to get some understanding, that's evidence of trauma bonding, because some of this stuff is so foolish that until you can just walk away from it, because none of it makes sense. But when you trauma bonded, you will stay there no matter what it takes and try to reach a conclusion. Christina said, oh my God, yes, he would say, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. And I would get so mad because I was talking about my feelings, and then now I'm angry, and say, forget it. And you're not listening. That's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want, Christina. They want you to forget it. See, one thing about anger is better than hurt to them. Why? Because anger will get a reaction. Hurt usually gets silenced. When we are hurt, we usually draw within ourselves. But when we're angry, we're coming out, because we're going after something, and you're going to listen to me. It's almost a fight zone. So the narcissist will rather get you angry. Then he can accuse you of being irate, where you pull into yourself. Everything that's being said now is of the narcissist. So that is not advantageous to them. Sophie said, you could spend years trying to, process their 15-minute conversation. Oh my God. You are so right. Christina, yes, mine does that too. I just give up and doesn't listen. She said, did that to me, then say, I'll call back whenever the conversation is about accountability. Absolutely. You could spend years, yeah. And then Rochelle said, they make simple conversation become a World War V. Because the narcissist, and you know what, many times you can see the narcissist doing something, but with word salad, they come in and then they gaslight with word salad. That's even worse, because you saw him with somebody, you actually saw him kiss somebody, and the narcissist would tell you, I didn't kiss them. And you said, but I saw you with my own eyes. I was greeting them. I wasn't kissing them. Now, the kiss you saw was not a greeting kiss. The narcissist would keep on until, like the individual said before, I'm now questioning myself whether anything I saw was right, anything I saw was real, anything I heard was real. And so now you are being disillusioned by the projection of the narcissist to say that you're wrong. And they project what they want onto you, and then you take responsibility, and it wasn't yours. She said, yeah. Okay, what other conversations we have? She said, she said, you can spend years. Where we go here? She said, whenever I made a step to get out or address a certain topic or anything important to me was coming up fights with word salad. She said, and they were endless. Yeah, a word, and also a word salad. You ever had the narcissist where they're talking to you and they're almost, how can I say, energy bound, where they keep saying the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. They're saying the same thing, same thing. And you'll talk about it. You say, yeah, but what we got to do, we have to resolve this because we cannot keep coming on like this. And this is happening in front of the kids. And they'll say that you always bring this up and you are the one in front of the kids. But they'll continue. They're saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over until what Christine said, I think that was Christine Rich said, I'm just going to give up. Forget it. It ain't even worth talking about it. That's what the narcissists want. Because guess what? They got away. They're not accountable. You doubt what you saw, and they're going to keep doing it. Christine said, yes, Rich. Oh, my gosh. She said, that's me. She said, I get angry because I'm expressing myself. Eventually, I give up because I don't want to sit in anger. So I move on and mark it as a pick and choose battle. The only thing about the narcissist is the energy. The narcissists give off such negative energy. The one thing you got to realize, you cannot heal in a sick environment. When the environment is sick, you're going to keep getting sick. The environment is sick. And so you're trying to make it in a sick environment. You're trying to bring together what is torn apart. You're trying to bring wisdom in a confused place. The narcissist is not changeable. They don't want to regulate. They want what they want. And word salad would do that because you can't even have a conversation with them when they word salad. They're going to chop that conversation up. They're going to go back to that conversation. They're going to accuse and they're going to accuse. So until you now disbelieve the original contents of the argument or the conversation, you don't even know what you're conversating anymore. When you talk 3 hours and you kept bouncing back and forth, you actually stop at the end of the conversation and you're asking yourself, what are we arguing about? Because you no longer remember. He knows that I like conversation. Then he will call everybody and do the same thing and abruptly and end the conversation, and he will always end the conversation. He will do whatever, or she will do whatever it takes. Blessings to you, Cynthia. And Jesus girl said, when he went over and over again, she said, I would just shut down and disappear. She said, but I would, let me see. She said, I was still there and in one ear and out of the other. She said, you cannot stay. I could not hear the true words until I left. She said, after 19 years of marriage, see, that's a long time. Hello, Pat. After 19 years of marriage, she said, the diversions are crazy. No real discussion or solution. Never. They don't resolve anything. Can you think about this? She was married for 19 years. Can you imagine being married to a person 19 years who will not consolidate a conversation, who will not take accountability, and this conversation go over and over and over and over? So you find yourself in a conversation cycle. And it's going to repeat itself. You're going to see the same mountain. You're going to see the same trees for 19 years. What element of growth has been stumped in your mind in order for you to grow, you got to communicate outside the fort. There has to be someone other than the narcissist, because people who have been isolated with the narcissist start having conversation problem. They find out that the way they used to communicate, they can no longer communicate like that. It's like being around children and you're an adult and you never get any adult interaction. You're going to find yourself, your speech is going to become limited, your vocabulary is going to become limited, your conversation piece is going to become limited, until now you, who was a very excellent conversation piece, you find yourself limited to words, struggling with talking, struggling with conversating, and now you're struggling with expressing yourself. You used to express yourself to the narcissist. Now you don't know what to say. And what you're doing, you're finding yourself getting silent and more silent. You're using less word. You're using less conversation modules. So now you are finding yourself that when you try to express yourself, it's more difficult. You're limited in your description. So to counteract conversation piece in word salad, you have to build your mind. You have to strengthen your mind. Even if you got a tape recorder, talk to the tape recorder, answer the tape recorder, put words in the tape recorder, put questions in the tape recorder, and then respond to the tape recorder. Get audio books and then converse out loud with the audio books. Read out loud. You got to keep your conversation piece up to measure, because isolation is going to bring destruction, because who you are needs to communicate and connect. What the narcissist does is lack of communication, then he disconnects. Christine said, that is so true. I used to be so lost. The original fight with him into a new argument. She said, and I would just be overwhelmed, frustrated, and crying. I couldn't understand why he couldn't understand me. And the thing is, he understood you very well. Rochelle said, thanks, Jonathan. I'm done. It's the non-negotiable decision. Okay, and Jonathan says, stay strong and don't look back. Pat, wishing you the best. Yeah. Hello there, revived lady. How are you? And so word salad is the conversation piece of the narcissist, and they call is verbal hangman, because the verbal hangman will cause you to hang yourself, and the innocent get hung while the guilty go free. And word salad is just that. And also the word salad is a lot of babble. It just babble, babble, babble. It doesn't make any sense what they're saying until you actually stop and say, are we really talking about this? Are we having this conversation? Yes, you are. Hello, Jen. She said, they don't talk about anything in depth. All superficial. Absolutely. Rochelle said, this conversation and communication advice is so awesome. She said, I used to do this in my relationship. Oh, yeah. And Ashley said, it's such a she said, he's such a miserable person that everyone he's dated, he made miserable too. She said, thank God my dad sent me to a weekly therapy for 8 months. She said, straight, dad saw the dysfunction that I only saw in hindsight. Wow. You know, language is very imperative. The narcissist knows that if he shut down your language, he can confuse your thoughts, because when you think, your mind wants to communicate out of your mouth and your mind go together. And so what he does, and if you don't hear right, you don't speak right. So all of these variables synchronize into one unit. If you got a conversation, you are hearing it wrong, or you're not understanding, think about talking to someone for a whole hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and you don't understand what they're talking about. Think about the level of confusion that your mind has. What would that do to your mind with that level of confusion? C. Thomas said, I was isolated from everyone and And he made sure he's the only one I talked to. She said I had to start reading a lot and pray to get my mind off of him. Isolation brings in a narrow view because the only person you have to communicate is those in your vicinity. When you're isolated by yourself, you communicate by yourself. And if you're by yourself and you're confused, you're communicating with a state of confusion. After a while, you'll notice you're talking less. You're talking less. You're into yourself. And then finally, the isolation that the narcissist calls from the other people start to isolate yourself on the inside. So now you are separating from yourself. You are not communicating to yourself. And you're noticing your thoughts are really draggy and really negative. And after a while, everything you think is pointed toward destroying you. She said, and that was good, C. Thomas. She said, I definitely felt so slow mentally with him. I told him that I felt weird, like my brain has a fog. And it did. And I cannot find my words. She said, something is wrong. He said, why do you think that is? He was observing me. Absolutely. He said, okay, what is this with Jonathan? Don't listen to that hypnotic mess. Turn out the narcissist's false pretense. Okay, Jonathan, what are we doing here? She said, hello, Sister Helen. Not sure how to address you as believers. With God, all things are possible. She said, do you think the narcissists are lost call, or do you think they need deliverance? All narcissists need deliverances. They just don't want it. She said, now I have to relearn how to communicate with others. Okay. So I'm not used to, Jonathan, what is this tag up here? This is the first time I'm seeing this, so somebody explain to me what Jonathan is doing here. When the narcissist, $10, okay, is that Jonathan giving me $10? Is that what that is? Is that what you're doing, Jonathan? She said, simply saying, tune out the narcissist word salad. And you know what? Okay, but tell me something. When you love somebody, you're in the same house, you can put a mental block. But that mental block stays how long? Because your feelings are involved. You really care about the narcissist. And you just go block them out. So you can get angry enough to do a temporary block. But it comes back. As long as he's living with you, as long as he's staying with you, it comes back. And I agree with Jonathan. You have to do a mental block. You have to train yourself with a mental block. You have to block them out, and you have to blotch them out. And you know when you blotch something, and the thing is, when the narcissists get abreast to what you are doing, it depends on what type of narcissist you're with also, because the malignant narcissist, no such thing. The covert narcissist, which is the vulnerable narcissist, you may be able to do that because the covert is passive aggressive. And so they're going to go undercover to see how to stab you back. And you have to build your mind. And what Jonathan said about blocking, when you block something, you shut it down. You have to shut it down. But when you shut down the narcissist word, you're going to have to build up your mind with words. And sometimes what you have to do is, if you have a manual that you can read, you have a recording that you can listen to, even if you use earphones. And sometimes with the narcissist, if you got a real aggressive one, go in the bathroom, spend 10 minutes building your words, yourself up. And sometimes you can get positive words and just say those words to yourself. You say those words, you speak those words, because when you go into a mental word salad, you're going to have to just purge that stuff out of your mind, because it's going to turn over and over in your mind, and you're going to find yourself rehearsing a speech that doesn't make sense. Christina said, you realize how he switched his life story to fool you. He realized that that the unfit mother who abandoned the child, who I was homeschooling, was really a victim who was really trapped with the child. And Camilla said, good morning, Camilla. Jonathan sent you a super chat. It was a way for us to send you money. Oh, okay. Great. Thank you, Jonathan. Learning here. Learning. Thank you, Jonathan. Pat says, my interpretation of the word salad is like an invalid mathematical equation. 2 plus apple equals, you know what? Oh, my God. Good job. That is excellent right here, guys. She said it doesn't compute to any logical thinking. Therefore, it is total confusion. The reason confusion it disorientates, and confusion also separate logic from truth, and it bring in this falsity that you now analyze. And so confusion bring you into the realm of analyzation, where you are trying to figure things out. You're trying to see what's sound and what's not. So in your mind, you go into warfare. Word salad leads you into mental warfare, but it's internal. So it's not you wrestling with the narcissist. You're going to find yourself wrestling with you. And once again, this is when Jonathan comes in, when he said you got to block that stuff out. In order, you can train yourself how to block out the narcissist word. The only thing about this training, as long as you're there with the narcissist, it's a continuum. You do it over and over and over and over and over again. And the longer you stay, you're going to find out habits are transferable. And you're going to find yourself doing some of the things the narcissist did. Pat, she said, with the yes, perfect explain. Apple plus, that was perfect. Christina, I agree. Pat, that was a good one. Nikki says, I wish I had known about that, about narcissism. I jilted my head against a brick wall for 30 years, out for 2 years. Well, congratulations, Nikki. Being out for 2 years, that's really good. Unfortunately, it was a 30-year tangle. Oh, she said that stuff a narc says eats your positive thoughts up. Thank you. Another great platform for exposing the narc. You know what, Jonathan? It does. I like the way you say that. He said it eats your positive thoughts up. It eats away at your, you got to remember the narcissist. I did a video, it's transcription through translation. It's when the narcissist tried to rewrite your mind, because they're trying to build what they want. They're trying to create what they want. They want you, they got you because of what you were. But now that they have you, they want to change everything about you. Nothing works with them. And that's the way the narcissist does. And like Jonathan said, they eat up all the positive core thoughts, where they leave you diminished and in confusion. And what they do, they make you brain tired. You get brain tired, where you don't even want to think. Your brain is simply tired. How many of you have ever been so disgusted until you experience brain tired? Chris, let me see. What else do we have here? Pat's my interpretation of word salads. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. So how many of you experience brain tired? Gloria said yes. And how do you learn to get out of the struggle? She said, I thought I was the only person who realized this struggle of my knowledge being short. Baby girl, you got a whole host of people that are on here today, and these people can tell you a few things. We all have our side effects from the narcissist. Taking the narcissist as a life companion, a life with medicine, and it's the side effects. Sometimes the side effect is worse than the drug itself. So the side effects from word salad is totally disillusionment and confusion. It makes your brain tired. And one thing that word salad do, it takes away your sleep, because the narcissist goes on and on and on and on and on. And when you're in the bed, they're talking, because the narcissist doesn't need the sleep you need. If you notice, they can hardly sleep and get up with filled with energy, because that vagabond spirit where they are just wanderers. They wander in their mind, they wander in their life, they wander in their soul. They want to transfer that over to you. And Nikki, let me see, Christina says, Soul Sister said, narcissists are sadistic and so perverse and twisted. Absolutely. And Revived Lady said, I have been brain tired. Dee Noah said, I was so brain tired, but it's finally gotten better. See, and it takes time to heal, doesn't it? She said, energy vampires. Absolutely. Christina said, yep. I would say if you claim you're unhappy in every argument as a way to get out, then you are here. Of course, he would say, stay silent and love bomb right after that and never leave the relationship. And then Jonathan said they slowly train you. Let me get that again, Jonathan. They slowly train you and you end up having to relearn yourself. That's good, because you gave them almost all your soul in the play relationship. See, this is why word salad is so important, because really you lose yourself. That's their whole thing, because the narcissist is empty. They got it's like a wormhole on the inside of them. All of these soul holes that can't capture anything. That's why they can't keep a relationship. That's why they silence, they ghost, they leave, they discard, because all of that is going on the inside of them. Whatever your narc is displaying, that is what's going on the inside of them. They're totally delirious. They're totally confused. They never grow up. Whatever trauma hit them at that age, that's who you married. If it hit them at 6, you married a 6-year-old. It hit them at 16, you married a 16-year-old. Because narcissism is not birth. It's let me put it like that. There can be born some things in the brain that lends them to that, but usually what activated is a traumatized situation that happened in their life, that trauma. So now what they've experienced is what they deliver. They deliver trauma in emotion, trauma in words, and the word salad, you have to keep mixing it and mixing it and mixing it and mixing it. And like Jonathan said, after a while you're so confused, you don't even know who you are. Yes, soul holes. Yes, ma'am. They are wounded to the core of their soul. She said you lose your soul and your body begin to manifest physically what you experience emotionally. And that's the danger part, because you can shut down. Revived Lady said, I learned it is a fight between each side of the brain. One side tries to make sense what doesn't make sense. She said, and I do remember what this is called. The brain become like mush. Brain need information, and it needs solid information that it can process. It's hard for the brain to process because you got something, element in there that's called understanding. Understanding is when things become articulate and legible to you, but this word salad is not legible. You can't even make that out. And so when you throw the brain into confusion, the brain try to correct that. And the brain can't correct that because all the words you poured into it didn't make sense. So the brain go back to your history to pull past files out of your mind to bring in your current situation to answer the confusion that is going on. The only thing about it, every time the brain goes in the back of the mind to pull up to your cognizant zone, the word salad keep hitting it, so the brain keep going back, and you're finally pulling until the brain is like a hamster. It's in a rotational cycle that just throws your whole system off. And like she said, when you throw your mind off, you're gonna throw your emotions off, you're gonna throw your thinking off, you're gonna throw your desires off, until finally everything is just there. It's laying blatantly into deficit, because that's what word salad does. It leaves the deficit. It never pays the bill. C. Char said, it's taken 2 years and still trying to find myself again. Feel like I lost who I was. You did, but you're going to get it back. Danielle said, great explanation. And Terivia said, it's funny that you're talking about this because I had to go through this in the hospital. The word salad they were playing. She said, I was getting very upset because I knew I was getting gaslighted. I think that's what she meant. And Alicia said, I was just trying to explain last to my friend. She said, and I've learned from the experience that your body will always show what you're unaware of that your mind is hiding from you. She said, my intuition said, let me get that again. Did she? Okay, Sandra, you retract the message. Okay, she retracted the message. The thing about this is when you are in word salad, you can't even converse. It is a discombobulation. And so you can't even join. If you notice the narcissist never want you to join with who they are on the same level, but they want you to join what they put out. They only want you to become one with what they release to you and not one with who they are. Because the narcissists feel a grandiosity, so you cannot be where they are because they're above you. They have a sense of entitlement. So that word salad is lower rating you to who they think you are. You don't deserve a decent conversation. You don't deserve understanding. You don't deserve for me to talk to you. So it's another degradation. They are devaluing you when they do that. And once you get devalued, guess what's getting ready to come? A discard. Always come after devalue, whether it's a discard in the house or a discard out the house. When it's a discard in the house, it's a disconnect, and you sense that disconnect. And it's more than silence. It's an actual disconnect, and silence may go along with it. And Jonathan said, Christine, I'm 3 months out. She said, but I started mentally preparing since last summer of 2019. Wow. That's good, Jonathan. That's how much it takes. She said, Mom, she said, morning, Helen. Good morning. How are you? What other words do we have here? So when you are being word salad, it is a diminishing. It is a crippling. It's like having a psychological hysterectomy, or you're being castrated psychologically, where you cannot produce, you cannot create, you cannot add or multiply. You're stagnated. It is a mental barrenness. That's their goal, is to have a body without a brain. And the body without a brain, you can lead to wherever you want to, because it doesn't matter how beautiful the body, it doesn't matter how fit the body. If it doesn't have a brain, that body has to be led. The narcissist wants you to live a narcissist-led life, and they want to capture your mind, capture your brain, and you don't realize that you are yielding your faculty over to the narcissist, trying to understand them, trying to comprehend them, and it's an endless place. There is no reconciliation psychologically when they are word salad. It doesn't make sense. And finally, your brain say, this is crazy. And your brain seek to shut off. Then your emotions come in when your brain want to shut down, and your emotions keep it going, because now I think I feel. So you are feeling now what you would normally think. And so the additive is you're adding emotional undergirding to psychological confusion. I hope that made sense. She said, I was the walking dead. That is their goal. And Pinky K, good morning, Pinky K. How are you? Great. Jonathan said, it took him last summer of 2019, and he's out 3 months. Jonathan, talk about that. Talk about that kind of preparatory stage. It took the summer of 2019, and you only been out 3 months. So while you are planning to get out, what kind of mental attacks did you sustain, did you have to overthrow to continue your planning process? Ashley said, can a narcissist turn an empath into a narc? She said, I was a sweet, empathetic, and naive before I met him, but he turned me into a negative narcissist. She said, I feeling the hurt, releasing and moving on was all I can do. No, they don't turn you into the narc, but you got to remember, a super empath, when she goes supernova or he goes supernova, they look like a narcissist because all of the caring, feeling, none of that is there. They are now into a process of fight mode, and they are releasing firepower to go against that narc with no mercy. There's no mercy once a super empath goes supernova. Forget about the mercy, forget about the caring, forget about the empathy. These are warriors in war mode. When the super empath go into war mode, they'll tear up everything. They'll obliterate everything. That is all of that intense energy going out toward their target. That's why most narcissists, and usually it take a greater narcissist or a master narcissist, we say, to really handle a super empath, first of all, because of their energy level, their knowledge, and they're very keen, they're very quick, they're very astute, but their empathy is overwhelming, and the narcissist really want that amount of energy. It's just like having an airplane full of energy with one person on there, and they enjoying all of this. So empath can mimic, I won't say mimic, they turn the opposite of when they're good, should I say. So once they go supernova, the opposite of everything they are comes out. So they don't have to, they look like they're mirroring the narcissist, but it's just the opposite of the empath, because there's a negative and a positive. So usually when they go negative, you pull that out. When you go positive, that's their desires. That's what they want to do to help you, to help humanity. And by the time you done pulled out negativity out of a super empath, buddy, you have crossed all lines, because they will go to any extreme not to go supernova. Now, let me say this. When you with a narcissist, especially a person who said they've been married for 30 years, when you are with a narcissist, it's like being around me. I may say, and you know, and see, you're my friend. So we're around each other 5-10 years. Next thing you know, when you get to a point, you'll go, and you know. And you know, because that was my quote. Now you're quoting it. So when you are around a narcissist, you will start mirroring some of those behaviors. You will start activating some of those narcissist behavior. And that's unfortunate, but there's a transference. And that transference, the negative part goes to you while they try to kill your positive part. And you sustain by the grace of God. But most of the time, if you've been there for a while, look at those behaviors. Look at those attitudes. Some of the things you have to get rid of, because you remind yourself of the narcissist that you've been with, because there was an illegal transference during all of those years you was with them. So I hope that answered your question. Thank you so much. She said, thank you for all you do for other Sister Helen. God bless you. I appreciate that, and I receive that. And Pat said, I did some tactics against the narcissist about 3 months before I left. She said, and I had to spend another 8 months putting myself back together, still healing, because supernova. See, I know people don't know what supernova is. One girl said she went supernova every week. She would be dead, believe me. You don't go supernova every week. Supernova is like taking a nuclear bomb, dropping it. That's how much power goes out in going supernova. So you can't go supernova every week, because it takes, like she said, it took her 8 months to get back all of that energy that she expelled against the narcissist. When a super empath is just like a bee. A bee will do everything it can not to lose its stinger. And it will not sting you unless you agitate it and irritate it. And a lot of people do that. And word salad is irritation that is just, it is unmindful what that word salad does and the abuse psychologically that it has. So a super empath will do everything in their power not to go supernova. Yes, they will look like a narcissist because they don't care when they do. Yes, they will sound like a narcissist because they don't care when they do. And yes, you may even believe they're a narcissist when they go supernova, because they are targeted driven. When they're supernova, they are focus driven, they are very intention, and they are laser beam sharp when they are supernova. So when we talk about super empath going supernova, that's a big deal. She said supernaturally, supernova drives you for quite a while. She said, and it's not fun because you cannot come back in a couple of days. You have to rush yourself, and really don't like doing it because it takes so much. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do. I love teaching on these videos, Camilla. She said, thanks. She said, I had to work with the narc. She said, but I had to stop talking to them. However, I still had to deal with them up to 10 days in frustration. She said, but I'm working on getting out. Please be careful when you talk about supernova, because when you talk about supernova, as a super empath is not a immature empath. A super empath is a mature woman that has experienced their power. They know who they are. They know what they're capable of because they done grew up in some things. A super empath is just like a greater narcissist. A greater narcissist is experience and they skill. And a greater narcissist usually don't put their hands on a problem because they got so many flying monkeys. They done built flying monkeys, and those flying monkeys will kill at a word, release at a word, attack at a word, whatever that super narc say. Well, that greater narcissist say, well, that's the way it is with a super empath. A super empath is very powerful, and they have trained, a lot of them have trained other empaths to know who they are. A super empath has spent enough time with themselves, with their skill, with their gift, until they know it's almost like a person who's getting ready to have a seizure. It's this metal taste, they say, come in their mouth, and it's an aura that comes about them. That super empath will back all the way down. And a lot of times the super empath will even take some wrong or hurt because they know most people do not walk out of their supernova. Impossible. And once a super empath goes supernova, you will never, ever forget it. Never. Mona says, I'm still entangled with my beautiful narc, but it's not possible to come close to him. He was sexually abused at 7 and up. She said, but it's not possible to come close to him. He was, Mona, what, okay. And you still entangled, so what kind of relationship do you have with the narcissist? She said, believe I should know, because if I do it, I'm out for at least 2 months trying to reach. Absolutely. Jonathan says, see the narc will tongue twist, facate with false pretense that throws yourself off due to the fact they say and do things that you want to hear and entertain. She said, that's why you tune them out. Yeah, because they'll love bomb at any time. They click on at any time. The narcissist love bombing is like getting in a warm car on a snowy, icy, sleety, freezing day. and you done slid all the way to the car and you make it safely. And then you get in that car and it's nice and warm. If you didn't have a place to go, you would sit there and sleep. Love bombing has a hypnotic effect to you. And that's why you find yourself having to pull away, because it's hypnosis. But it's hypnosis of your emotions and your heart. And they subject themselves because it's everything they want to hear. Like Jonathan say, they know how to do it. And this is not a lower narcissist, or it could not even be a mid-lower narcissist. It starts to be the upper mid narcissist, because they are coming into themselves now. They're learning themselves. They don't have enough skills, enough failures. They don't have enough addictive individual to them. And they notice when they do certain things, this happen. So when the narcissist word salad and they know you are frustrated and they know you are out there, they shift in an instant and they start the love bomb. Now they got a bronze love bombing, a silver love bombing, the gold package, and the platinum package. And based on what they think you deserve, because sometimes they just give you a little bit. They'll give you a little silver love bombing, enough to hook you back on. But when they know you are frustrated and you are out of there, you're done, you done been through too much, get the platinum. They're getting ready to put on the platinum package. She said, I'm kind in a predicament. She said, where I just got out of a relationship with a narcissist. Come to find out, now I got this other guy that instantly became attached to me. We sing. Ooh, Crystal, that is not good. That is not good. Sophie said, when they put you out on the side of the road in the snow. Taravia said, my voice type is not working right. I said when I go to Supernova, it takes me at least 3 months to get all the energy back, that I really don't like doing it because it's so draining. And I never, okay. She's still typing. Thank you, Humble Beauty. Thank you. Thank you so much for that donation. I really, really appreciate it. And Jonathan, thank you. He started it. I really thank you so much. First time I received it, guys. So this is the first port that I know that I actually received the super chat. So thank you. You taught me something tonight. I really appreciate that. And Krista, I was waiting for, okay, Christine said, it really is hypnotic. They act addicted to you, and once you get addicted to them, she said, act the same way back. They start to treat you bad because they know you're a hook. Yep. Anytime you got what do you call it? A pusher, the pusher always love bomb their prey until they get them addicted. Now the pusher know you'll do anything to get it. So you're going to steal, you're going to kill, you'll do anything for that drug. They just made sure that you will help build their pockets at any cost. And once you are addicted, you're going to help build them. So they don't need to give you love bombing. They don't need to give you nothing. What they give you is time and denial. They start denying the drug that they gave freely to you because now you'll do anything to get it. So they make you work for it. You're working for what they gave you free. And that's the way it is with the narcissist. They will have you working. Word salad, oh, it cripples the mind. It cripples your intellect. It cripples your sense of reasoning because you cannot reason with word salad. There is no value. We don't even know what we're talking about. And then when you argue with them, they're going to keep you up all night, knowing you got to get up early in the morning and you are not fresh in the morning, especially if you have a cerebral job and you got to have your mind. They're going to purposely keep you up. Every time you go to sleep, they're going to wake you up and say, now what you said was, and everything they do is intentional. They intend to keep you awake. They intend to brain bash. This is brain bashing, where they bash your brain and every thought you do is squeezed out with great effort. Jonathan said, thank you for encouraging, giving us survivors education and methods of staying ground. Oh, Jonathan, you are a big help. You are helping me out. And Taravia said, when you are online discussing about this empathic gift, Yeah, the empath is, I love teaching about empath. I can teach about empath every single day. She said, yeah, you became a crackhead for love. And those endorphins, you'll do anything for that peace and love from them. That's the vicious cycle. That's the expected cycle. And that's why I said the only one who don't know who they are is the lower narcissist and the lower mid narcissist. They are coming into grips. They're having experiences. It's just like the young empath. The young empath make a lot of mistakes. See, what people don't know, empaths can even have outbursts. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But when the lower narcissists come in, and what they may do, the instinct in them will tell them when you're conversating with them, don't give you what you want. So they start talking crazy. The only thing about the lower narcissist is the lower narcissist will just start fighting. And they won't stop until they draw blood. And when they draw blood, it's like this relief come over them. And then the upper mid narcissist is start negotiating, because the mid narcissist, that's your crafty negotiator. So they start negotiating using word salad, and they never come to a conclusion. When you negotiate, you're putting something on the table, you're taking something off the table. That's the mid narcissist. The lower narcissist is just irate. I mean, he's argumentative. He used fear. He used torment. The upper mid narcissist is using finesse, and they're using people. He always bring people in because he make you think everybody is against you. The greater narcissist use every means necessary, and if it gets down to violence, he will do it, but he won't. He'll use his flying monkeys. He negotiates outside of the terms of his labor. He labors psychologically, but comprehensively, he have flying monkeys to do everything that needs to be done. Pat said the ex-narcissist would tell me something nasty about me right before bed, and he would fall asleep quick while I was unable to calm down to sleep. See, he knows what he's doing, and that's what word salad gets you on the end, and there is no release. And what he does is build you up, and he know you can't come down. Your mind is powerful. Everybody here on this port, listen to me. Work with your mind. Get books. Get dictionary. Even if just get words. Just today it's going to be C words. Get 10 C words. And then if you get 3 words, find other words that categorize into those words. You have to use your mind. You have to build your mind. The attack of the narcissist is not just against your emotion. It's against your thoughts. It's against your mind. Build your mind. You can't last with a narcissist with a weak mind. Many people are institutionalized because of that. Word salad is even worse. It will have you crazy. It'll have you pulling hair, picking hair that you don't even have, pulling it out like you're defeathering a chicken. It will have you pull out, and you will go and look in the mirror and not know what you see. And when you look in your eyes, you are so deep and faded away until you're trying to find the light in your eyes, and it leaves. It leaves. The more you leave, the light leaves. Build your mind. Go to the bathroom every day, and you tell yourself, every day my mind gets stronger and stronger. Every day I get stronger and stronger. Every day my mind gets stronger and stronger. Every day I get stronger and stronger. I build my mind. I strengthen my mind. I do not let my mind go to waste. Every day I get stronger and stronger. I build my mind every day. Every day I'm wiser and wiser. I build my mind. My mind is so strong nobody can break it. Not the narc. Nobody breaks my mind. My mind has fight back, because every day I get stronger and stronger. Every day I build my mind. Every day I get wiser and wiser. Strength be to me. Might be to me. Might be to my mind. Every day I get stronger and stronger, and I build my mind. That's what you have to do every single day when you are with a narc. And not to do it is to invite death to every part of you. She said the 1 hour is up, guys. All right. So, Christine, could we have 10 more minutes? Give me 10 more minutes, Christine. Just 10 more minutes. We got 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. All right. Crystal say he knows he knows his wrong behaviors and want to work hard to correct them. His stepmom brainwashed him in thinking that he was a devil. So how do I tell the difference between a wounded empath? Okay. The narcissist won't be, is the wounded empath yourself? Is the wounded empath yourself, or is the wounded empath, you think it's the narc? Hello, Dr. Sally. She said, go read my comment about Pats, please. Go read. I can't go all the way back there. So if you could paste it for me, baby girl. She said, thank you so much. Christina said, okay, no problem. All right. We got 10 minutes, guys. This is Michelle. Above Pats, please. Above Pats. Okay, we're trying to find that. It's Michelle. Okay, Michelle, I think you are too far up there for me to go back. Okay. Dr. Helen, you asked me to write you about my left kidney getting removed from my testimony. Is on Just Say No to Narc's page. Narcissistic family stars at. Okay. Michelle, I don't understand that. You'll have to, I want you to write me because I don't understand that and I don't remember a conversation like that. She said, you asked me to write you about my left kidneys getting removed. My testimony is on Just Say No to Narc page. Narcissistic family member starts at 11017 convert mother. Okay, you have to get that information to me, baby girl. Get that information to me because I have a schedule that's off the chart. So you can get that information to me. You get it to me, I will take time to read it. She said, I am one too. She said, but not as bad as him. Okay, narcissists are not empaths. Narcissists are not empaths. Narcissists are not empathetic whatsoever. I mean, this is like north and south, big difference. It's no where you can mistake that or misunderstand that. A narcissist is never, ever, ever, never, ever in 100 billion, trillion, zillion years. Never is a narc or empath. They love empaths. They feast on empaths, but they are not an empath because one of the things that make a narcissist is he lack empathy. Empaths are not just people with empathy. They possess it. It is what they are. And they're one with that, where all humans can be empathic. She said, the first time I experienced supernova as an empath, I didn't know what was happening to me. And the narcissist recognized it and he discarded me. I did research and realized other gifts I have. Absolutely. Find you some empaths and nourish that, nurture that, grow that. She said, by not feeding into the games, ignore and self-love. Absolutely. I keep turning it. Absolutely. She said, I'm trying to figure out if he is a wounded empath. Nope. A narcissist is never, ever a wounded empath. No such thing. If you're with a wounded empath, you're with a wounded empath. You're not with a narcissist. A wounded empath, they can be wounded, and usually it's a person who gave themselves over, didn't know who they are, and allowed themselves to be abused. And a lot of times empaths who they don't understand who they are, they absorb everything, they think they need to be a part of everything, they try to rescue everyone, and that's a danger point to a narcissist, because a narcissist know an empath don't know who they are going to captivate that, and they put so much pressure on the empath to take responsibility for helping them, for healing them, until they break the empath. And when they break the empath, that becomes a wounded empath that needs healing. And usually they need healing from the prophetic realm of another empath that understand the process that happened. That's why empaths like us hanging around empath, because some things that they do and say and think, it take another empath to understand that. She said, been loving your videos. Hope I didn't miss too much. Oh, Davis, I think you missed a lot, but please go to the replay. She said, I pray you positive energy and insight. And I agree. Chris, he also has mild autism. She said, and I'm sorry, I know time is running out. He seemed to feel bad when I do. Could he be faking that though? If he's a narcissist, he is faking that. If he's a narc, he's faking that. If he's not, you're not with a narcissist. You may be with an empath that may be wounded, or you may be with a person who has autism, and their narcissist can be artistic, but not all artistic people are narcissistic. They can exemplify some strong behavior mode because they're self-centered, self-involved. They don't like to attach. So there's different things about autism that can indicate being narcissist. But empathetic, no. And then you can get a narcissist, a person with autism. They can show emotions and they can show concern, but it's short-lived. You know, they show you a little emotion, then they move on to something else. They don't stay there. So if you are with an empath that is wounded, an empath that is wounded becomes self-centered. They give out to people, but they nourish their wounds. They are introverted because they are trying to heal. They really care. Empaths care about other people, care about what they feel, and then they have extra sensory. They can pick up what a person feels. They know what you're feeling. That's why when you tell an empath that is not true, 9 times out of 10, that empath is telling the truth, and you're not telling the truth, because what they pick up is really in the atmosphere. They can discern it. They can pick it up. They know what is going on, and they are extra sensitive to the atmosphere that people are releasing into. Skilled empaths start separating it and taking out all that background and centering in on a focal point. So I hope that answered you. You can write me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com if you have any more questions concerning that, and I will answer that for you through that port. She said, thank you so much, praying for you. Hope to join in more often. You know what, Crystal? I am looking forward to you doing it. Dr. Sattler, how can I send my story to you? Do it at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. She said, see, I have learned to protect my energy by not feeding into negativity. She said, turning negative energy into positive energy. Meditative thinking, journaling before bed helps a lot. Getting thoughts on paper clears. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And that is excellent. Those are therapeutic remedies. He's simply playing mind games. And she said it can be coercive control. Absolutely, every single time. Krista said he's calling me right now because I haven't answered in a little while. Well, he can wait till after you get off this port. Don't answer. She said, I enjoyed your knowledge, your explanation and confirmation. Help me keep being me. Oh, that's the beautiful you. Never let that go. She said, you have kept watching you have to keep watching these videos, have to educate and retrain your mind to more. The more you learn, the more your feelings. The more you learn, the more your feelings will start to change. These videos become your support. They really do. They absolutely do. And Humble Beauty said, thank you, Dr. Sadler. You are so welcome. Once again, I want to thank you all. I really, really, really enjoy coming on. I need everyone that has not subscribed to my YouTube channel to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. She said, you are such a blessing. Have learned so much. Thank you so much. And this is Mona. She says, it's very hard because when I block him, he shows up at my door. Princess, we're getting ready to go off, but you have to make choices. The choices are yours. They're not his. Clear your brain and everything you have can sleep better. Actually rest and not just sleep. She said, freeze your thoughts. You'll wake up refreshed. That along with the platform like this, speedy recovery. Thank you, Jonathan. She said, thank you for your time and sacrifice. God bless you. You are so welcome. She said, I will write you. Thank you so much. All right, Crystal, I will look for it. And Eileen said, thank you, Dr. Sadler. You are so welcome. And I want to thank you, Christine. You have been a blessing. And I would love for you to be my permanent moderator. I would love that. She said, don't answer the door. Call a friend instead. Hope you and hop on YouTube. She said, even right under the videos in the comment section. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the problem that we're having is the narcissists think they can control us. We got to take our life back. We got to make decisions. And those decisions, we're not asking them to honor them. We're telling them our choice, whether they honor it or not. Freedom is good. It's the best way. Sometimes we get discarded. That's a way out. And sometimes freedom is a way out. But you keep your own mind and be the watchman of your own soul. I want to thank you so much for joining me on tonight. I look forward to seeing you on the other video. She said, oh, I feel so special. I would be honored. Yes, it's almost 3 a.m. and I stayed up for this. Oh, thank you so much. So, Christina, I want you to email me, destinyhelper at 12s, destinyhelper12s at gmail.com, and leave me your number. Let's talk because you are my permanent moderator. All right? I love you to life, guys. And remember, we are not just survivors. We are thrivers. And the best you is yet to come. Your authentic self is beautiful. It is powerful. No narcissist and anyone else can control it. And we say that by choice. I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much, and God bless you.